What's going on, everybody? I have in front of us here a 400C. No, I haven't sold any of the saws that I put on YouTube nor the Chainsaw Addict page as of yet. I've had some offers, and there was one guy that actually come to buy the 562, but we couldn't get together. 15 bucks broke the sale. I come down quite a bit from my asking price, like a whole lot, and he just couldn't meet me. But anyway, meet me where I need to be met at. Anyway, we've got the STIHL 400C here, and it's a good looking saw. It's light. We're going to do a little bit of a first look on it. It's a little dirty and dusty where I guess it's set out in the shop out there, but anyway, I know it's a saw, but still, yeah, I'm going to dye the plastics, put the bark box, put the West Coast Fallen Dogs in, put the 660 filter on it, just like I did the 500i. But first of all, I want to do just a normal look at it. You got the captive bar nuts, just like always, and I'm not real familiar with STIHL, but as far as I understand, this is on the same chassis as the 362 is, maybe. So, but anyway, that's what I gathered from everything. It's got 4 of these. They're just little half turns. No, it's got 3 of these, excuse me. Told you wrong. I don't know what size cart. I think it takes the little spark plug. So anyway, it's got the little spark plug, which I don't mind the little spark plug. I just wish that everybody would either go all the way to small spark plugs or go to the big plug, so you don't have to pack 300 saw wrenches around. It's pretty basic setup. It's got your little filter here that spins off. It's set up. The cylinder position, everything's set up real similar to the 500 series Huskies. They're kind of slanted back. It's got the elastic start, but I'm doing away with that because I like those full grip handles. And really, here's your wiring and all your stuff for your auto tune. So it's I will say it's a little on the STIHL, it looks like it's a little easier to maneuver around in the filter base area. And now that I know what that's called, I'm really gonna use that word a lot because I know what it's called now. So but anyhow, where Husqvarna comes up, it's all down in there kind of compact. This seems like it's pretty simple to get to, and everything else pretty well seems like a normal STIHL deal, you know, other than it being auto tune and all that. One thing that I will tell you that I do not like, and I'm not crazy about it, being this is a pro saw, or supposed to be a pro saw, is the plastic handle. I think that is a crock of crap. Which I know you can get full wrap, and a lot of people's crazy about them full wraps. And I have run full wraps on a few of my saws, and there's nothing wrong with them to me, other than they add a little weight. And when I'm cutting for saw logs, then I try to cut low to the ground, more low to the ground than what you normally would, which I still don't cut right on the ground. But the only time I cut up a little higher is if the tree has a whole lot of you know, spurs on it or swell or whatever. I'll just cut out of that. I'll cut down into it some. It just depends on the tree. But if it's pretty slender all the way down, you know, makes a good stump all the way out, I'll try to cut it a couple inches just off the ground. Get all I can out of it. So, you know, and 2, I don't ever really even ever use the wrap, because if I cut that way, I back bar it. If I find that there is some reason if I find how to put the cover on, it'll be amazing. If I find that I end up needing, or decomp is easy to push. If I find that I need the full wrap for whatever reason, then I will, I'll go ahead and purchase one. So, yeah, you know. But there it is. In this normal fashion, you'll see a little bit more of it. We'll go cutting. Unless I sell these saws before I get everything done that I want to do. I don't really want to cut with it until I get the plastic dies and get this air filter on and all this kind of stuff, because I don't want to get the saw any dirtier than it has to be until I get ready, you know. So I don't have to clean it up when I go to dyeing the plastics. And I may even do away with the plastic handle, get me a full wrap handle, and just cut the 3/4 wrap off, which I know some people's going to be like, why in the world would you do that? Just because I want a metal handle, for one, and for two, I don't know. And the plastic handle might be a good thing, you know, at least if it breaks, it ain't going to bend up your saw, it'll bust the handle first. But I put all that back together, and I forgot to put that freaking air filter on. So here we go. We're going to wait. I'm going to weigh this against the 562 and the 550 XP. Zoom you in there just to see. This saw is 67 cc's, which I'm sure everybody that watches me already knows quite a bit about these or have researched them, I guess, if you're interested in that kind of thing. I know I am. First, we'll do the 550. That'll give me a marker where I can write it down. I like to remember so I can go back and look at it later on. 550 is this saw right here, and they're all full of gas and oil. Full of gas and oil. $550 weighs 1338. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's shining just like where you can't. 1338, but anyway. That's the 550. I had to get some different lighting in here. My other really good light really jacked me up here. So there's the 550. So it weighs 13, what did I say, 38? The 562. $15.48 is what it's showing. And I know I'm beating y'all around a little bit. I apologize for that. You can barely see it. $15.48. Let's see what the old 400 see. So the 562 is 59 cc's, nearly 60, whatever. You know, 59 point something. This 400C is, I think 66.8 or 67. They call it 67. They call it just a flat 67 cc's on the saw. So make sure this thing's locked on there good. And I want to get this weight here for sure, because I may have to spin the weight some for the thing out of the 1434 is what it's showing. 1436 there, but I've got it twisted, so 1434 is bounced back to. So 1434. Okay, so, and here's what I'm getting at with this. Sorry, I know I'm bouncing y'all around all over the place, and I don't mean to be. You got the 550, which is, what, 50 cc's or whatever it is, I guess. I really don't know. I'm assuming that it's 50 cc's. That weighs 1338. You got the 562 that weighs 1548. And you got the 400C that weighs 1434. You got the 562, which is a pound and a little bit heavier than the 400C. It's 1548. The 400C is 1434, 1436. It's bounced back and forth, but I think that's because I was moving the scale. Either way, 2/100 of a pound, I don't think is going to make that big of a difference. The 400C is 1434, and the 550 is 1338. So the 400C is not even a pound heavier than the 550. And it's a pound, more than a pound lighter than the 562. So with this saw right here, STIHL has, to me, eliminated dang near 3 saws. It's got about as much power as the 572. It probably is not going to cut as fast or have as much torque as the 572, but it's going to be really, really close. And the 572, it weighs 1749, so it's 3 pounds heavier than the 400C, and this has got as much, just about as much power as the 572. The 572 is 72 cc's. This is 67. There's 5 cc difference, which I know that makes a little bit, but it depends on the numbers too of how they done it. You know, that 390 is more cc's than the 500i, but the 500i cuts better than the 390. Cuts faster in 20-inch wood. It may not pull as long of a bar, but it cuts faster and most average size wood around here. You know, you get the Cation Big Tree, but that's what I got the bigger saws for. So, you're close to the 572 on power, 3 pounds lighter. Okay, you're way more power than the 562 and lighter, a pound lighter, and you're way more, got way more power than the 550, and you're just a pound heavier on power weights. Of course, I know that determines, you know, the bar determines how heavy the saw is, but I run a 2-foot bar on the 562 anyway, and I'm gonna run a 2-foot bar on this. Run a 28 on the 572, so I probably could get away with a 28 on this, but I'm not going to because I'm running a 28 on the 500i, and I'll run 32 and bigger on the 592 and 395 until I sell the 395 or whatever, you know. And who knows, I may end up selling the 592 later on if I don't sell the 395. It just depends. That 395 cuts good. But anyway, this is about this. So with this, you've taken away, STIHL has knocked out about, to me, 3 of Husqvarna's saws in their lineup. Yeah, there's some quirky things that I don't know how smooth this saw is. I'll find out when I cut, and I'll let y'all know. You know, I'll be honest, the 500i is not as smooth as Husqvarna's, especially when it's idle and you're just holding it. It rattles your hands a whole lot more. And it's still not as smooth in the cut, but it's smooth enough. It's not like, you know, it's not like that old 291C there, you know, or like an old Homelight or McCulloch or whatever. So anyway, there you go. There's what we got. I'm just going to keep the videos rolling on into this. I'm going to go ahead and do the air filter deal, do the bark box, change the handle out, all that kind of stuff, dye the plastics, get everything ready, and then I'll bar it up, fire it up, and run it. So we'll we'll see what we got there. So, all right, I appreciate y'all. Thank you.